Good morning. I'm a little early right now, so I just wanted to say hi, and I hope you guys are okay and bear with me today. There we go, green bar. Good morning. Welcome to Daily Justine Live. Bear with me. I'm sorry. I know this is a late start. I'm sorry. I was broadcasting before, but I don't think it was working, so I'm restarting it. I was also explaining, I'm sorry if I'm kind of sleepy today. Just don't have a ton of spoons today, so that is what it is. Though it's very important that I have a daily Justine today because yesterday was a very big day. Yesterday was Fed Day. Um, we've been hearing about this literally all summer. If you follow financial news, all summer they were talking about September. Is the Fed going to raise rates in September? Blah, blah, blah. It was the same thing last summer. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, it was the same thing last summer, last fall. It was all about friggin' is the Fed going to raise rates in September? Is the Fed going to raise rates in September? Is the Fed going to raise rates in September? Blah, blah, blah. And did they last September? No. They did in December, a 1/4%. What a joke. Anyway, so after all this to do, yesterday during Fed Day, they did nothing. Somebody just left this broadcast, so I guess I'm like boring everybody. I'm sorry. That's okay. Anyway, so yesterday was Fed Day. It was the decision, and of course, the Fed decided not to raise interest rates, which surprises nobody because they can't. So that's why I wanted to open today with about a minute of Nah, I'm not going to go for a whole minute. That's too much for a sarcastic joke. But I want to have a few seconds moment of silence to the Fed's credibility because, well, actually no. I don't know if that's even necessary because their credibility has been dead. I feel like their credibility died last year when they did the same thing. All summer, are they going to raise rates? Are they going to raise rates? Are they going to raise rates? Then the September meeting comes up and nothing. It's the same thing. They can't raise rates. You know, they did a 1/4% in December. They might do that again this year, another 1/4%. It means nothing. They're never gonna normalize policy. They can't because America's a banana republic at this point. I hate to say it, but who's even in charge? You know, the only reason why this policy is considered maybe any sort of success is the stock market likes it. Why does the stock market like it? Because it puts investors in a position where there's literally nowhere else to get yield. What are you going to do? Make money in the bank? How are you going to do that with 0% interest rates? Back in the day, you used to earn money on interest by saving your money, keeping it in the bank. That doesn't exist anymore. If you want to make money investing or using financial instruments, you're forced into the stock market. And that's just how it's been. Everyone's like, oh, Obama's such a great president because the stock market's gone up, whatever, since he's been president. I'm not saying anything about Obama, but I am saying that is extremely misguided. If you think that, that's an indication to me that you have very little understanding of monetary policy, which is okay because it's boring, I understand. But I'm just saying that the only reason why the Dow Jones is at 1 million right now, not 1 million, it's at like an 18th, whatever, it's something crazy. The only reason why it's all the way up there is not because the economy's awesome, it's because there's nowhere else to put money. It's horrible policy, actually, because that's why businesses aren't investing. That's why, because you invest where you can get yield, and in an environment where you make 0% interest having your money in a bank, it's as expensive as it is to hire anybody. That if there's any profit, if there's any extra money, it's going to go back to the company's stock and rebuying the stock and making the stock price go higher. It's like this whole thing. So R.I.P. Fed credibility. I mean, yeah, they didn't raise rates. They might raise rates in December. I'll be here to talk about it if they do. What, 1/4%? There's no fixing this. Like I said, once your money's confetti, it's confetti. And they made it confetti. And they made it confetti, a long time ago. There's no fixing this. This is like, um, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And because the Fed decided not to raise interest rates, I gotta fix this. I want to get like new equipment for this. I don't know exactly what I need though, but live streams usually look a lot better than mine, so I need to investigate how I can make this better. Okay. Anyway, so what ended up happening yesterday because of this is not only did our stock market rally like crazy, so did markets around the world, because central banks are all like linked now, and they're all working for the same team. Basically, they're all what's the word? Cheapening their currencies together. So because the Fed's like, now we're not raising interest rates yesterday, the stock markets in Europe rallied, Asia, everywhere. I'm looking at it now. It was just a great day, and here. So it was a great day yesterday, and it's probably going to be a great day again today, because the price of oil is going up. Why is oil going up? Not because oil's like all of a sudden in less supply, or oil's any fundamental reason like that. It's because our dollar is worth less, so it buys more oil. Does this make sense? It's like and our dollar is worth less because we're giving away dollars basically with 0% interest rates. So because our dollar is not doing well, it causes the price of oil to go up. Am I making sense? I don't know if I'm making sense, but the point is this whole thing is a disaster. And like I said, it's a con game. It's a confidence thing, because if the day this is going to keep happening until the market realizes that there's no fixing this, that there's like the day that the central bank comes out and they're like, nah, we're raising interest rates. Actually, interest rates are going up this month, and stocks don't respond. Or the day that central banks are like, nah, we're not raising interest rates, and stocks don't respond. That's the day that the Fed completely loses credibility. That's where we're at right now. I'm sorry, I'm like barely, like I said, lack of spoons today. I'm just like, I didn't realize that. I don't have, I have a prescription I take in the morning that helps me have more spoons. And I'm out of it. So, what else do I have written down here? Yeah, yesterday was just basically what everybody expected, which was the Fed being like, nah, I'm not raising rates. And that's all they can do. And then because of that, the stock market liked it. So if you're wealthy enough to own stocks and you're betting as such that the Fed's never going to raise interest rates, then you're doing very well right now. Like I was when I had my 401k. I was smart. I was like, nah, they're never raising interest rates. I had my money in stocks, and I had a great year. Anyway, I hate to say it, but it's like that you can. This is why I'm not like 100% gloom and doom, like the Western civilization's gonna collapse. Because what I'm imagining, nobody knows what's gonna happen here, right? Nobody knows. Anybody that says that they know is full of it, and they also probably have something to sell. I have nothing to sell. I have no agenda, so I'm sitting here being like, nobody knows what's gonna happen, which is the truth. And I feel like I just like completely lost my train of thought. this is what I'm talking about. I need my, anyway, what was I saying? I completely lost it. It's gone. Whatever I was talking about is gone. So why don't I, 10, 11, why don't I move on to the next thing? I wanted to talk about, um, the things that really matter. And I know it's so easy to think that this is unrelated to monetary policy or anything, but I just want to say that money, I talk a lot about money here because I try to look, nobody's talking about this stuff, so I want to talk about it. But I also want to point out how little money actually matters, and it's one of those things. Um, I've always said, I've always been one to say, look, if money was the cure for everything, depression, all the problems, then then how come rich and famous people kill themselves? Maybe it's because they get to a point where they have so much money and they realize it doesn't matter. And the reason why I say all this is I don't mean to be not grateful, but I got great news yesterday. I found out that I don't have to worry about. I was approved for Social Security, and I found out because I got back pay, so I have basically I don't have to worry about money, and it's kind of like, but it's such a double-edged sword. I was so excited for like the first 5 minutes, and then I'm like, wait, I'm still really bummed that what happened though. I feel like I would trade it in for um I know working's annoying. I know working is nobody wants to do it. It's not like I ever wanted to do it, but then it becomes an impossibility. And I do wish I visited my old job yesterday and I saw my old boss, and I know it's been like a hard time there since I left. And I feel like I just wish I could roll up my sleeves and clock in. My poor boss was like working by herself, all by herself, closing the store, and I just wished I could clock it, but I couldn't. I could barely stand in this place. It was like, um, plus I kept almost falling over and knocking things over, and it was, so, um, I wanted to talk about the things that matter and identify that because for me, it mattered to help out there. To me, it mattered, like that mattered. And I can see that now, but back then, like while I'm working, I'm like, oh, this is so hard, this sucks, I wish I didn't have to work. And I also feel like it's easy to blame everything on money because money is like a convenient. I can tell you that a month ago, actually not even like a week ago, because I've been upset as because of all this that's happened to me, and and it's easy for me, or I guess easy for most people to think it's because of money, like, oh, it sucks I can't work because money, and or it sucks basically, I would say a month ago or a week ago, oh, I wouldn't have any problems if I had a bunch of money in my account, or if I didn't have to worry about income, or if I, um, this whole time I had very little time that I was lacking, I guess, because like I said, I invested well, I cashed it out, now I'm on Social Security, and it's like, but at the same time, I can't help but feel like the things that matter, boy, I wish I didn't have to. That's what I'm getting at. I really wish I didn't have to. I would turn it in and go back to work in a second. That's how I feel, because that's like money. What now? I have money to what? Like, it doesn't change that much. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you have $100 and you wish you had $1,000. Why? I mean, I can see. Let's say that you're behind on rent and you need money for rent or something like that, obviously that's going to make you happy if you magically got the money for rent. But it's kind of like, I don't know. And then also you kind of have to deal with people being jealous of you because, oh, you get to get paid to just sit around at home. Or you get, yeah, asshole, because I can barely walk. I was walking. I went to the mall yesterday with Soundly Awake. He's in New Jersey, and Ken, his boyfriend, and we were walking around, and it's like, it was so hard. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even go down an escalator because I'm wobbly, and I didn't want to fall, so I had to use elevator. Like, it sucks. And that's something I have to deal with. And I feel like what the things that actually matter is not money. I mean, like I said, in some cases it matters a lot, but for that brief moment, if you needed money to pay for rent, for example, it's going to make you happy that second you can pay rent, but I don't know what I'm getting at. I guess all I'm saying is just appreciate what you have and appreciate, don't take it for granted. Because honestly, guys, you never know. You never know. Don't take it for granted because I guess I'm feeling a little, I was so happy yesterday. Yesterday I was like relieved, but now it's over already because I feel like, damn, this is it. I'm on fixed income for like the rest of my life. This sucks, So, I don't know what else I wanted to say today. I wanted to talk about that, and I also wanted to talk about how our Federal Reserve has no credibility and has no idea what it's doing. And, I think it's a bad idea to look to them for any sort of, guidance. I don't know. They have no idea. Actually, it's not that they have no idea what they're doing. They just, what frustrates me is I went to CNBC.com this morning and there was a headline. Janet Yellen, the chairwoman of the Federal Reserve, said, oh, well, it's the expected, after the news came out that they're not raising rates this month, she said, yeah, but, I would expect it this year. What does that mean? So, Janet Yellen, the chairwoman, wants us to expect an interest rate hike this year, yet it never happens. So, this is her trying to inject volatility in the market. I don't know. But I'm telling you guys, they are not going to raise rates. And if they do, it's going to be like 0.25%. Rates are never going to be normal. A normal interest rate is like 4-ish%, for example. We're talking about raising rates from 0.25% to 0.5% here. It's never going to be normal. It's already been. It's too late. Like I said, once your currency's confetti, you can't start all of a sudden charging interest on that confetti. It's over. So anyway, why don't I take a look at the chat? Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Bruges. Bruges, I don't have to worry about my YouTube earnings unless I start earning a lot here. That's when I have to worry about it affecting my Social Security. Bruges, do you remember I was talking about the wall of money that came at me? Oh my God, that was, and it's weird because it was the same feeling. Like it felt like I looked at my account statement and it felt like that wall hitting me, and it felt scary, like scared, like it felt like I got a terrified feeling. I can't explain it. It felt like Alright, so Bruges Tarot has she has a magic spell channel. I know it's are you gonna buy a tarot deck? I could buy basically whenever. Actually, I was thinking about I really need to upgrade my equipment. This is like I'm doing this with a there's a lot I need to do. Thank you, Cece. It is great news. I don't mean to be all depressed. It's just I'm bummed because I'm, not feeling well. So I'm like, obviously there's a part of me that wishes I was feeling well. It's called Bruges Meditations. You know what? I'll put a link underneath. Um, because I've done a couple of these, and she has a money spell that I was listening to it and I was watching the video, and I closed my eyes. I was relaxing, and I saw like a tsunami of money coming at me. Honestly, a tsunami. Let's celebrate! It was like a tsunami of money coming at me, and it scared me, and I had to turn it off because it was such a clear visual of just imagine a tsunami, except it's cash. I mean, it's like that's what I saw. It was like, and then I had to turn it off because it was too much. I was terrified. I only listened to it for like 10 minutes, so I don't know if it worked. I don't know. I don't know if I listened long enough, and I never went back to it. But oh my god. So yesterday when I checked my bank statement, which I was just checking it just to see, honestly I wanted to there was something I was thinking about buying, so I went to my account to see well, what's my account looking like. Um oh, you can't put it in chat. I know. That's like I'm going to put the link in the description box when I'm done going live here. Oh my god, I was so scared by that tsunami of money. Like I said, I had to turn it off, and then I got hit with that tsunami yesterday. And it was the same feeling. I was terrified. Like I saw my account and I was like, this is so scary because it's just because I've been broke for so long, because it's not just because I haven't been able to work. I haven't been able to work for a while, or as much as I would like to, because I had to cut back on my hours because I wasn't feeling good for like a year. So that's what it was. I got back pay for all of that. Jesus. So anyway, I got hit with that tsunami, but there's also a ton of things I need to do with that money. So because, I was lacking for so long, so it's anyway, thank you, Bruges. I'm going to put a link to Bruges Meditations below. When this broadcast is conclude, I can't do it right now, which is frustrating about this app. There's not much I can do right now that I'm live. It's really annoying. You'll tweet it to me. Thank you, Bruges. Great. It's a great channel, and yeah. Anyway, I'm losing my train of thought again because, like I said, just lack of spoons today, lack of provisional. That's the problem. I'm all out. I have to. Hopefully, I'm getting it today. Jesus, I feel like, because I'm used to taking it every morning, and now I've got nothing. So, anyway, what's going on, guys? What else is up? You're interjecting. I'm doing great. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys think I'm doing great, because I feel exhausted, and I'm also, it's not just I'm so tired, I'm also over, this whole Fed Day thing was just really frustrating. I mean, I'm talking, I like to watch the news every single day. Every single day they're talking about, is the Fed going to raise rates in September? Every guest that they had, a CEO of whoever, a big investor, they asked every single one, how are you positioned for September? Or do you think the Fed's going to raise rates? Or, it's been the topic of discussion all summer. Then it comes, they don't raise rates, and it's just, I'm frustrated because this is getting all the airtime that it is. I'm frustrated that, I'm frustrated that there's no, I'm just frustrated, that's all. I'm frustrated that they get as much airtime because I feel like they have no credibility. So why are we even talking about it? Why don't we talk about other things? There's actually a lot of possibilities if we just admit what's going on. That's what frustrates me. If we just admit as a whole, like if we admit in how we approach monetary policy as a country, as citizens of the world, basically, if we admit that the debt-based model is done, that it's gone as far as it can, and we implement something else, the possibilities are endless. There's a really smart lady who I like to listen to, though a lot of what she says does go over my head, I'll admit. Her name is Catherine Austin Fitz, and she's talked about, she's mentioned, because we had a gold-backed currency, we had a debt-backed currency, which is currently failing, and we had so I've heard her talk about an equity-based system, which is interesting because if and this environment has proved that stocks can go up who knows how high and for who knows how long. So it's just I don't know. There's possibilities. I'm not like gloom and doom like the end of Western civilization. There's possibilities, but first we have to admit that there's a kind of like um, you can't get sober until you admit you have a problem. Like we can't fix our problems until we admit that there's problems. You get what I'm saying? There's possibilities I see. Um, you enjoy my talks. Thank you. Question, Justine. What do you think could take the place of a debt-based monetary system? Well, like I said, there's smart people out there talking about it, but unfortunately, it's considered a conspiracy. Like Catherine Austin Fitz, though she also talks a lot about secret space programs and aliens. I guess that's what kind of keeps it from becoming mainstream. But she's just out there saying that, yeah, there's possibilities. So, and I mean, an equity based, by equity, I mean stocks, basically. An equity based monetary system kind of makes sense to me just because of where we're at. If we're keeping our money confetti, then an equity based system makes sense to me because stocks can go who knows how high. The Dow's at 18,000 something right now. Why can't it be 1800,000? Like I don't know. Why not? There's nothing holding it back apparently, especially if we keep monetary policy loose. So yeah. Oh, honey, that was you. But anyway, that's her name's Catherine Austin Fitz. She's talked about this. It's interesting. So, I think there's possibilities, but what the bottom line is this is not working. And at some point, people are going to realize that stocks are only going up because of loose monetary policy. It's going to happen. And I'm going to be here to explain it to you guys when that happens because this is incredible to me. This is simply incredible. Well, I'm glad you guys think I'm doing great because I feel like I'm sleeping. Oh my God, it's 10:29 already. So I guess this is winding down. This was a short daily this was a brief. I don't know. They're always half an hour, but this is I don't know what I was expecting, but I wanted to have like Fed Day spectaculars, but there's nothing spectacular. Look at these headlines. Stocks rise as Street, meaning Wall Street, cheers Fed decision. These are all the headlines. Like there's no let's see how gold's doing. I need a light. Let me tell you what, gold and silver have had a great year. And is it a fear trade? Is it inflation? Is it, I don't know, whatever you think, but gold especially has, well, silver too. They've broken, if you like to look at charts like me, look, I can't with tarot, there's no tarot today, because I don't have cards, and it's disappointing. Not yet. I have to, anyway, yeah, I like to look at charts, and there's key levels that both gold and silver have busted through. So this is positive for gold and silver. I don't know what else is doing well right now, but I'm not sure if this is there's still a part of me that um I'm not sure how long this is going to last, the gold and silver rally. And the reason why is I bet they're going to try one more thing. They're going to try one more like stimulus package. They're going to, and I didn't just make this up. This is something that the Treasury Secretary, wow, the Treasury Secretary Jack Lew has come out and said that we need like a big stimulus package. Um, like printing trillions of dollars to invest in infrastructure, for example. Like just trillions of dollars, employing a bunch of people, doing all these projects, and um, maybe printing trillions of dollars to make college free. There's so I don't know how long this is going to last. This whole the Fed being like, oh, we're tightening, and then they don't tighten, and then gold and silver going up because of fear trade. I don't know how long this is going to last. I really feel like at some point, especially if Hillary Clinton becomes president, at some point they're going to be like, now we need one more stimulus. We need like a Roosevelt style stimulus, and they're just going to give us a new deal, and they're going to print all this money and really invest in like infrastructure and education and print all this money, you know. So I really believe that way. I don't know if this is done yet because there's too many people out there calling for something like that. Too many big people, like I said, like Jack Lew. There's also very smart people like Catherine Austin Fitts, who's out there saying, nah, we can have like a stocks based monetary whatever. And I feel like there's a lot of potential for that because I remember a few years ago, uh, President Obama announced MIRA, like My IRA. I forget, but it's like an IRA meaning you can invest your money in stocks and bonds, and it's like um, backed by the government. And I wonder if they're gonna in the future. Um, the last, I feel like in the future they're gonna like raid our accounts and force us into instruments like that, like My IRA. So it's like I'm pessimistic here, but I'm optimistic. Does that make sense? So anyway, that was Fed Day, and I should conclude this because this is. Thank you guys for coming. I feel like this was kind of a sleepy broadcast. Honey, you're being smart. Justine, what do you think about the other countries in the world trying to push back to the gold standard? Well, there are other countries, but these are BRICS nations basically. So it's kind of like BRICS versus Western countries. The BRICS are like buying up the gold, and then there's Western countries over here still trying to keep the debt model alive. And I'm talking about the Western countries here. Not so much it's actually really like it's bad, but it's not bad. I don't know if I'm making sense. Anyway, so good news, bad news today, guys. I got some good news yesterday, but it was bad news because my life is like because I'm not feeling well, and it's I don't know. So there's that, and thank you for coming today to Daily Justine. I know it was kind of like I said, a sleepy broadcast today. I know I was late. Thank you guys so much for coming, and I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. I need to get better at stopping these, but I think I just need, like I said, better equipment. I need to hook myself up. Okay, have a good day, guys.